The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Friday night here at the House of Stein. We are a little short tonight. Stein is on vacation. He said he's going to try and jump in if he gets a chance, but I imagine he's out. He's by the beach, so we're going to let him just chill out there and enjoy the beach. And then our boy Yee, hopefully he's going to jump in when he gets a chance, but I think me and Hood, we can carry the load tonight. I think we're going to be just fine.
Yeah, we don't need them, man. They slow us down. Slow us down, Brian. You know?
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Yeah, they're just going to both jump on right now.
No, don't let them in. Don't let them in, dude. I mean, the show's supposed to start latest 10:15. We got 10:20. No, man.
Well, we got a quick show tonight because there is no woe/blow covers. There's no buy the dip. We apologize to everybody that missed the episode last week. Stein was having some work issues, and sometimes, work is more important than podcasting. And so we gave him the week off this week. We said, go ahead, you can take the week off, brother. We'll figure it out. So.
It's fuck shit up.
Speaking of that, let's get started. You ready, bro?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right. Starting off the Almost 10 with a classic. This is an old school flip side book to the core. Wolverine Origins, issue number 28, the Mike Deodato second print Hulk cover, where Hulk has just beat the shit out of Wolverine. And this is one of the greatest covers from that run, in my opinion. And this is a big book. No matter what, when you see it, this book was around for forever. It goes up and down. It goes up and down. People forget about it. Then they remember and they go, oh, okay. This is one of the best Wolverine versus Hulk covers ever, right? I mean, this is up there. So.
Oh yeah, man. This is like, I don't know if you could call it a ghost, but you see that Marvel logo second print variant in the square, like if you're digging, like, and it says variant, those are legit variants, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the print run was, but it wasn't a lot. I think we covered this in a long time ago.
This was an old SSPec 10 book, I want to say.
Yeah, yeah.
And this book and the Amazing Spider-Man 569 second print were the two books that I remember going, okay, these second print books are going to be tough to find from this time period back in the day, and they're going to be big books. There's a couple of those second print variants that are really tough to find, and this is one of them. A CGC 9.8 sale of $265. And I'll be honest, I feel like that's even low at that. I could see this book. I feel like this book is a $300 9.8 all day, every day, with how great of a cover it is, how tough it is to find and high grade. It's usually got horrible color rub on it, if I remember correctly, from the back cover. I could be wrong.
No, somebody typed in print rubs in this time were low. Print rubs.
Oh,
Wookie,
print rubs.
Wookie.
Print runs.
Like, is he talking into his thing? Mm-hmm. Print rubs were low. Damn
it. This is one of the better Mike Deodato covers, in my opinion, too. I mean, he killed this.
Deodato's a beast, man. He's
a
great artist.
So make sure you're on the lookout for this one. Make sure it's seared into your membrane, your cortex, your visual cortex. So whenever you're digging through books at half price, this pops up, you're buying it. So
Hey, what's up, Ben?
yeah, that's exactly long short. One of the first books that made us care about second printings. Exactly. So Alex says I could use a print rub tonight. Shout out to Alex. Love you, brother. All right, man. Let's move on next. This one's interesting because I think this wasn't supposed to come out until next week. I could be wrong about that, but it is available to purchase, and there are secondary sales on it on the Bay. This is Gun Honey Heatseeker Exposed, issue number 1, the Godtail Virgin variant, limited to 250. Selling for $35 on secondary market, and supposedly you can pick them up still for $15. And Godtail is one of those artists that is, you know, they're on the prospect sheet, man. They're worthy of a Topps you know, Gold Cup, you know, second year card. They're one of those guys that is gonna be, or guys, I don't know if it's a guy or girls, Godtail, male or female. But that Godtail is one of the artists that I think is just really, really going to blow up over the next couple of years. So
Looks like that she's going to blow up that toilet with a heat seeker.
She don't need that gun, dude. She carries her own.
She's dropping a heat seeker, man.
Yeah, she's dropping the heat. Yeah. So you know, if you guys like this, go do a search, and you might be able to find it. And,
man, I can't buy this book, man. The chick taking the shit, dude. Come on, man. I mean, the gun is cool. Why couldn't she be,
bro?
Like, I get it, it's a badass artist, dude, but why couldn't you just have her sitting on a couch, bro?
Bro, I'm 100% with you. I did not even think of this until you brought it up. What was he thinking? Drawing a chick sitting on a shitter, like
right?
This shouldn't
happen. I'm gonna
be
in here a while. I gotta take a dump. Anybody that fucking touches that door, I'm gonna shoot their ass off. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking.
Oh man. Shout out to Heroes Reborn. He says, "What's up, Brian and Joe and Ben, wherever you are, buddy?"
They're all like, "Hey, I gotta use the restroom."
Appreciate you, John.
I'm dropping a heat seeker.
So go take a look if you're looking for this issue now, which probably you're not. Probably you're like, oh, this is a
deuce
good book.
Print.
Now whoever's putting this book out is going to have to do a deuce print.
Oh man!
If she's holding up the deuce, like
nice, JC. That was good.
All right, moving on. A classic, ROM issue number 61, the Canadian price variant, or 75-cent variant. I shouldn't call it price variant. The Canadian variant, which is the 75 cents cover price, is a tough book to find in high grade, on any grade, and a classic, almost all black cover. People don't realize how big of a character in a comic ROM was. ROM the Space Knight was one of the biggest comics. It helped save Marvel Comics. They made it specifically for the toy project. It became one of the biggest fan favorite comics. It went to issue 70, which is crazy. It brought a lot of people into comics. When I talk to old school guys, like for instance, Jesse Crescione, this is one of his favorite comics ever right here. This comic book. A lot of old school guys love this series. The whole Wraith thing, I could see them bringing that on into the MCU at some point. So this is a tough book. So ROM 61, the 75 cents, aka Canadian price variant, a 9.4 sold for $100. A 9.4 of this book. I would have just cracked it and sold it probably for more, but
you know, there ought to be like a top 25 black covers that are notoriously like ticked up and hard to find in high grade. Like I think about I forgot what issue of Moon Knight like it's all black like this, and it attracts ticks like a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But like there ought to be like a top 25, top 50 of books to look out for in extremely high grade. Like it's important. Like they're not plentiful. Not to mention the low print run and the newsstand or whatever, but like these covers back in the 80s, they attract ticks like no other. I mean,
Yeah.
just
Yep. I actually sold that final issue. I said 70 earlier. It's 75. I sold one of those the other week in one of my sales, just because those final issues of these old runs from
oh
the
yeah.
80s.
Hell yeah.
Tough. So cool book. Also, a lot of people don't realize this. ROM has some of the earliest appearances of Rogue, like the second and third appearances of Rogue, or fourth and fifth, something like that, are in ROM Space Knight, when she was still part of hanging out with Mystique and that crew. So, but all right, moving on. Next, we have Jeff Jones' Idol book. This is a classic artist, Jeff Jones, doing his own little thing. This was an anthology series in not heavy metal. Was it heavy metal? It was in National Lampoons. It was an anthology story in the National Lampoons comic that Jeff Jones did. And Jeff Jones was part of this crew that was doing all those cool magazines back in the day with like Bernie Wrightson and a couple other classic guys. He's one of the best comic book artists in history, held up there in great regard. This is a book that he did basically on his own. It's put out by Blue Star in 1975. It is a tough book to find in high grade, and they sell for $100 plus on the secondary market raw.
Is kind of feels like he's homaging what Jim Morrison from the Doors kind of.
Yep. If it was a chick, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool black and white cover too.
Oh yeah.
I like that. So this is another one of those tough Stein heaters that he finds for the almost 10 all the time, and I love these. I agree, Derek. That's why we all went, damn, that's a good book. He says those areolas are creeping. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Moving on. Pop Kill, issue number 3. This is the Adam Hughes cover, of course, but specifically the metal, which was limited to 50 copies. Crazy book right here. Only 50 copies. That feels like so little, such a little amount. But they're selling for $350 plus on this book. $350. I wonder, and you could tell it's a little dull. I hate how metal copies don't pop that well. They look just they look dull nowadays. They should just really pop with color. Like it looks like it's coming
you
off
would
the thing.
think, right?
Yeah, totally. So
like we should be able to see that wiener, that hot dog. Like it needs to be bright red, dude.
oh yeah, her dress, the pop, everything about that should just pop right off the cover, and it doesn't. It looks dull, but limited to 50 copies. Adam Hughes. Yeah, I could see why it's $350 on the secondary market. So pretty interesting. All right. Next, here's another weird one. Another one of those weird Stein books, but I love me some Stephen Bissette. And this is Parade of Gore, issue number 1, a Stephen Bissette and Rick Grimes. By the way, Rick Grimes, obviously name of Walking Dead character. Was he named after Rick Grimes, the creator? That's a question I want to know. If there's anybody out there that knows, we probably need to ask Clutch that, because if you guys don't know, do you guys know who Rick Grimes is, the creator? You ever heard of him, Hood?
Mm-mm.
Rick Grimes. I'm gonna give you a little backstory. Let's see here. I believe that's his name. What is this called? Parade of Gore. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, Rick Grimes is his name. And he said, I did draw. So I don't know much about him, but old school artist. And I wonder if he was, if like Kirkman was a fan of his and decided to name him after, name the main character in Walking Dead after him.
I
So-
wonder. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean,
Let me see if I
I don't know. How would
Underground.
we? I guess Clutch would know
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find any of them. Here we go. Cartoonist Rick Grimes created a number of original stories for various adult and underground comic books from the 76 to 1996, including Dr. Wortham's comics and stories, The One, Taboo. Taboo is where From Hell very first started. I have that issue. Rare Bit Fiends, among very others. Among the weird, wonderful, and downright disturbing characters Rick created over the near 30 years include Weird Dick and the Professor, the Puzz Fundles, and Sicky Claus and Company. So, big time underground artist. And this was with Steve Bissette, who also worked in Gore Shriek, a classic horror artist. Up there with some of the best of them. I have a couple of those old school Gore Shrieks signed by Steve Bissette. So this one, very interesting right here. This book is, how much do you think this book sells for? Raw and tough condition.
$200.
Almost 150. 150 bucks on this one. And it's very tough to find. There was one sold not a few years ago that was just destroyed. I mean, barely hanging together. And this copy was in decent condition, sold for 145. So, I have some people in the chat asking me, because I have that Walking Dead collection I'm going to be starting to put for sale. I was planning on doing it last Sunday. Ended up, being Father's Day, and so I'm gonna be on this Sunday night on eBay Live. You guys can go check it out. I'll put the link in the description. I'll put the link in the bio. All that stuff. If you're following Beyond Wednesdays on YouTube and you have the notification bell hit, you will know every time I go live for a sale, whether it's on eBay Live or whatnot. And I'll be selling a almost complete Walking Dead collection. Everything but number 1 will be for sale. Some of them slap, some of them signed. Crazy stuff. And then I've got a bunch of toys available for We're getting ready for San Diego, so come hang out with us in our sales. Follow the eBay and pick up some books to help fund the San Diego trip. That being said, let's move on to the next book. Here we go. Giant Size X-Men, the custom Hasbro GameStop foil reprint that just came out recently. This book has been talked about in a bunch of places. It's selling for a decent amount, $40 to $50 on the secondary market. And I will say this foil edition looks better than some of the ones, but I'm still not going to buy this book. I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree, Brad. This book is dumb. But it's selling $40 to $50 raw on this one. I don't know. I can understand maybe buying it if you've never read it and you want to read Giant Size X-Men. But Big Time Collectibles, I felt like did a foil of this already before. I feel like there's been 4 other retailers that have done this book before, like a Mexican foil or something like that. It's like this foil game is starting to get tiring. And if you're not doing something special, something along the lines of like matte and then spot foil, or something cool to make it stand out, I'm sorry, I'm over it. But FOMO tells us that it will continue to sell, and $50 on the secondary market for this same thing. You think you're gonna buy one of these in half price
I mean,
books?
is there a new character in this book or?
I don't think so. Well, yeah, he's in there for about 2 seconds. Most people will probably think he's a new character. Thunderstrike, right? Was that his name? What was his name? Yeah. I forget his name.
New
Obviously.
character called GameStop. He's
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
You just see that on eBay.
Yeah. So
First appearance of GameStop.
how many people have been following the GameStop craziness with the PSA card grading? Have you guys been following that? So for those of you guys that don't know, they made GameStop available to go and drop off like cards to get graded through PSA. They're like a middleman, and there are so many problems with it. You know, people not getting their cards back, people PSA losing their cards. You know, it's mostly TCG, but still, I don't care, man. We all saw that coming. I'm surprised nobody warned them about that was going to happen. Oh well, people will learn, and they won't take their shit to GameStop. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's like a bad idea.
Amen.
But
moving on. My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, issue number 1. This is a special Amy Meberson variant, aka a Midtown Comics exclusive. Rare My Little Ponies. You guys know I love these comics where they have the comic on the cover. This book sells for $120 plus raw on the secondary market. My Little Pony fans are fucking rabid, man. We learned that from Trish and Tony, Tony Fleeks and Trish Forstner, who, you know, have been part of the MLP creator crew for a long time. They do a lot of those conventions, and when you talk to them and you ask them about My Little Pony conventions, they say they are the most rabid fans out there. So I'm not surprised that some of these variants sell for what they sell for. So you gonna buy this book? You gonna look for this book, Hood?
man, if I bought this book, my wife would call the cops, dude.
Oh my gosh. All right, moving on. A classic. This book has been on the hot list. It's been on Buy the Dip. It's been on the Almost 10 multiple times throughout the years. This is a grail for a lot of us old school flippers. Green Lantern, issue number 55, the Lobo 1 in 25 Doug Mahnke variant. I mean, what can you say? It's a classic. It's going to even go even more crazy once we see Lobo in the Supergirl movie.
Man, I didn't know he took on Thanos in this issue. It's badass.
This is this is a great fucking cover. I hope to own one day. Of course, homaging the classic Tom Brady pose of the issue number 49 of Green Lantern.
There you go.
Yep. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, yeah, we know it's not the Tom Brady pose that he's homaging, but Green Lantern 49, the Emerald Twilight series storyline back in the day, first appearance of Kyle Rayner, first appearance of Parallax, is a great storyline, and Hal Jordan goes crazy and he kills a bunch of Green Lanterns and takes their rings, and there's a cover of him holding the rings like this, all maniacally crazy. That is fucking awesome. And you can find DC Universe variants of it, newsstand variants of it. Mm-hmm. And this is just a great homage. And I love the crowbar too. So $600 raw for this thing right now. Wow. Yeah. That's a fucking bunch of money. Mm-hmm. I don't know what 9/8 are selling for. I bet you there's not very many of them available. It's one of those books that you see very rarely. It's one of those books like Losh 23, Delato 667. I mean, it's not as rare as the Delato 667, but you don't see this book for sale hardly ever because people want to keep it. It's
That book is going to get bigger, man.
oh
Because with is it official Momoa? Because
yes.
yeah. So, man, dude.
Did you hear what Momoa did when it got announced that Gunn was taking over the DC EU or the DC Cinematic Universe? Did you hear that story?
No.
So as soon as James Gunn got announced, he got a text message from Jason Momoa, and it just said Lobo in capital letters and about 1,000 exclamation points. He knew, hey, I'm the guy. Even though I've already been playing Aquaman, I'm your guy for fucking Lobo. And James Gunn said, as soon as he got that, he sent a message to Ryan Reynolds and said, hey, you want to put on the Green Lantern costume again? And Ryan Reynolds
Oh my
told him,
God.
and Ryan Reynolds told him to fuck off. So that's fucking awesome. All right, moving on. This is a tough book to find out information about. Hellboy books, rare variants are, again, you have a rabid fan base in Mignola fans. You have a rabid fan base in Hellboy fans. Put out some tough variants throughout the years. This is a tough one. BPRD Hell on Earth, The Transformation of J.H. O'Donnell, issue number 93. Even though it should be issue number 1, they're calling it issue 93 because it's based on that BPRD Hell on Earth storyline. Year of the Monsters variant. This is from 2012. Dark Horse put this out. $180 plus raw for this book. You kind of understand why. Anytime you throw on those old school monsters variants, or the Universal monsters on anything, people fall in love with it, and rightfully so. Next, we ended the Almost 10 with a book that will be on the Hot 10, I imagine, over the next couple weeks. Mama! Cherry. There we go. Cherry, issue number 24. This is the Jenny Frison variants. Signed copies are selling for $80 plus from the site. There was 150 of them, I believe, total. They sold out. They all sold out. They have one choice available where it's like $200 and you have a chance of getting this book, I think, or something like that. You guys can go check out their site. But
that feels like it should be on a package of ice cream, dude. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Fucking badass, dude.
Yeah. This cover right here is a 10.
Popsicle box or something, dude.
Yeah.
Getting hungry.
A complete 10 right here. For sure on this cover. So great job, Frison. Her color palette has really exploded. And I'm loving her work lately. So
damn.
Yeah.
That's the new Baskin Robbins logo. And what flavor do you want? Cherry?
Cherry Frison.
Cherry! Oh, maybe that's Jenny's new nickname, Cherry Frison.
There you go. There was a really good interview that I think Cover Price put out with her where she talks about, the whole debacle between Hack/14 and Voltron, the Voltron issue, and which was her first cover and this and that. So really good stuff. Go check it out. Shout out to the Cover Price guys, doing great work as of always. So shout out to them. All right, brother. We're freaking flying through this. This is what happens when it's just two of us. We're able to get these shows done in a quick time, man. So let's get into it. Here we go. All right. Our Golden Age honorable mention. This is a sweet freaking book. Jeddah of the 21st Century, issue number 7. You ever seen this?
No.
I have never seen this either. What a great looking cover. It's got like that future vibe from the 50s you know, that they had. And I wish this is how we looked these days, like the 21st century. This is us right now. You know what I mean? We're in the 21st century and nothing looks like this. But this book is had a big fucking sale, a massive sale. A CGC 9.0 sold for $4,800 of this book. Look how badass, like, the colors on this. If you have a real high grade copy of this with those blues, reds, and yellows, you know, the good girl art, bad girl art, whatever you want to call it, just awesome. Something that I would definitely buy if I saw this chilling in a flea market, you know, it had like a $50 price tag on it. I would pick this up in a second.
What year did this come out?
53.
Do you think that's the first appearance of a chick talking shit as she's walking by?
See what she calls him? She calls him something. Is it
A cosmic creep?
Yeah, cosmic creep. Yeah. But all I said was, you're pretty as a picture.
See? Bro. First appearance of a chick talking shit right there.
Teenage sweetheart of the 21st century, Jeddah. Man.
What is that, Picasso in the background there?
Yeah, probably. I'm going to have to look at what the other covers look like of this.
That's a pretty cool cover, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That is really
punch
good.
him? What's the...
Yeah, she hit him in the face.
Oh,
gave
she
him a black
punched him,
eye.
dude.
Hell yeah. She ain't
First
fucking
appearance
around.
of domestic violence on a comic.
Man, that's a good cover.
Or physical violence.
Crazy things happen at the top of the census. Yes, you are right, Derek. You are 100% correct. So, all right. Next. This is a crazy book. Our regular honorable mention, Vampirella, issue number 1, the Bruce Timm Lake Como Comics and Art Festival variant, which is in Italy every year. This is limited to 250. And
good luck.
There were, I'm not sure all 250 were signed. I feel like only 100 were signed. But yeah, this book right here is a monster, $250. So I think it's just so tough to get, you know, a comic convention variant from Italy. And of course, Bruce Timm, there are signed copies, $250 raw for this.
That's a cool cover.
Yeah. Very cool. So many good covers for this restart of Vampirella. I mean, coming out next week, is it next week? The Mark Spears Monsters Vampirella swap, where he'll have a Vampirella issue number 1 with the Mark Spears Monsters on it. That's going to be a huge book. You've got couple books at Heroes Con that we talked about that are variants for this series. So thank you, Derek. 150 signed, or 150 signed trade, and 150 and 100 signed virgins. Okay.
So 250.
Yeah. There you go. Man, that'll be a book a lot of people are looking to grab. Classic Bruce Timm. So.
Nice.
All right. Oh, so this is a re-release. John says they re-released this and the Virgin signed by Timm on his website. So it was originally a Lake Como variant that they re-released for Bruce Timm so he could sell them on his website. There you go. There you go. Sold out, I'd imagine. Right? As a matter of fact.
So there's 500?
As a matter of fact, they are sold out. They were $50 a piece. You could have got them for.
So how many Lake Como were they? Like 250?
It says here, then 150. It says here. All right, check this out. You guys ready? There are 150 copies of the signed Vampirella number 1 available with the logo and title. There were 500 copies of this Bruce Timm exclusive cover printed. The breakdown is as followed. 150 signed copies with the title on the cover, available direct from Flesk. 100 signed copies with no title, virgin cover available from Filth. Then 150 unsigned copies with the title and 100 unsigned virgin copies were reserved for the Lake Como. So the unsigned copies are from Lake Como. The signed copies are from his website. So there you guys go. Could have, should have, would have. Could have turned $50 into $350. Damn. It's a nice little come up. I wonder how fast they sold out. Anybody know how fast they sold out? That's crazy. All right. Moving on. Spot number 10. Emma Frost, The White Queen, issue number 1. The 1 in 25, Greg Land. This book came out this week. What do you think of this?
It's good.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think her face is a little too dark, maybe, but I think it's a good cover. It's a good Greg Land cover.
Looks a little AJ-ish.
Yeah. There are some really good covers for this issue. Obviously, White Queen, Emma Frost is a great character for covers. It's very hard to do a bad Emma Frost cover. So
Just
she has a face.
Dark on one side.
Yeah, it looks dark, right? It looks really dark with the eyeshadow and everything. Comic Book Countdown goes, she has a face? Yeah, I agree. Alex says, hell yeah, I like the cover, but don't love Greg Land. Yep, unfortunately, that's what happens. You kind of get a reputation for being an art thief, and it carries along with you. And that's Greg Land. Take heed, artists. Take heed.
Take heed. Using those old words, man. It feels like I'm in an episode of Robin Hood, man. Take heed.
All right, here we go. At number 9, this book was hot last week. Probably would have been higher if we would have done a show. Mr. Miracle, issue number 1, the 2017 series. This book was hot out the gates. You remember when this book first came out? I mean, I think it was number 1 on the list that week. Yeah. Such a good series. Great character. Was this Tom King that did this?
I thought it was Tom. Yeah, it is Tom King.
Yeah. This was a really good series, and I've always been a fan of Mr. Miracle. I think he's a great character. I love New Gods. You guys know that. I always talk about my love for New Gods. And yeah, just a great character, great design, great idea. The universe's greatest escape man. And of course, all the news with Mr. Miracle on the option front and DC timeline. They're doing New Gods. They're going to be bringing New Gods in. Rumors just came out that James Gunn has been working on a secret project this whole time that ties everything together, which obviously feels like a New Gods thing. And Dark Side is coming. That's all we need. I
guarantee like Gunn has got everything fucking planned out the way Marvel used to plan out everything. Like Marvel is just pulling from here with no fucking plan. Like I think James Gunn has everything planned out and knows exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. I think it's I hope it's going to be good. I don't know. My brother told me something today that he heard about the Superman movie, that if it's really in there, if it's really in the script, I'm going to laugh my ass off and probably walk out of the theater. And I'll tell you about it after the show. So,
okay.
What is this one selling for, ladies and gentlemen? It is selling for a decent amount in 9/8, 150 plus. And if you got one, sell them. So, all right. Spot number 8 this week. People have been going crazy about this book, whether good or bad, over the last couple of weeks. Post Malone's Big Rig, issue number 1, specifically the Big Ass Tour Edition book. There is a foil edition of this also, the specific Big Ass Tour Edition. And I don't know if people have heard about the debacle that is their mystery box thing that they're only supposed to sell 1,000 of these boxes, and they end up saying they're going to do 4,000 of them, I think. And it really was listen, Vault could have made a huge splash in comics by putting this out the way they said they were. But because they said, oh no, we're not only going to do 1,000 of them, we're going to add 3,000 more onto that special box list. And we're going to extend the FOC, and we're going to send out the 1,000 that initially ordered. Well, who gets those first 1,000? The ones that ordered? Or how are you going to decide who gets those first 1,000? Like, they're going to send out the first 1,000, and then the other 3,000 later on down the line. All the hype is going to die out, and those retailers. So you know what happened? The majority of the retailers that I know that bought a chunk of these boxes, they reached out and said, nah, we're cutting it. We only want a couple now, because the hype is going to die out. I mean, it's so stupid, and it's another big mistake on a great idea. I feel like there's been these stains on these great ideas lately for stupid reasons, and this is a very stupid reason caused by the publisher, not caused by a retailer that decided to sell early. This is caused by the publisher. Fucking smooth move, Vault. Congratulations, and way to ruin a good thing.
You know, I was really excited for these Post Malones. Like,
yeah, I agree. Well, I know you weren't. I know your Peach Momoko hate from the other week, but
oh, come on.
Yeah. Listen, I think it could have been a really good thing for comics. Post Malone's a geek. He's into this stuff. He's into the hobbies. You know, if this would have been played out and they wouldn't have done what they did, I think that this could have been a big deal. Now we're just going to make fun of it, probably. You know, so. But
I mean, Vault, they just can't handle it. They
can't.
Like, okay, we're only going to do 1,000, right? Yeah, only 1,000.
Yep.
Nah, fuck it, 4,000.
Yeah, $40 to $50 on the secondary market right now for this one. So there you go. At the 7th spot this week, another facsimile 1 in 25 reprint. Fantastic Four, the number 49, the 2025 facsimile. There is a Mike Mayhew 1 in 25. That's not terrible, but I'll tell you this, it's not Mike Mayhew's best work. I mean, his best work was the one that he put out the other week that we went, holy, that was one of his best works. There's something that looks off to it. It's Galactus's eyes, the face. It looks very digital in a bad way, not a good way. But listen, you put Galactus and Silver Surfer on a book like this, it's going to sell. I love the way that old school trade dress looks. And, you know, this one's selling for a decent amount on the secondary market, $50 plus.
I mean, it's cool.
It is.
I mean, for what it is. But
yeah. Galactus and Silver Surfer are just classic characters.
I wouldn't pay 50. I'd pay 20, 25 would be the most I would pay for this book.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I agree. Derek says, looks like it was rendered on Windows 98. Yeah. All right. Next, number 6 on the list this week. This is the Marvel 616 Day Retailer Pack. Not 616 the retailer, which you guys know my thoughts on that retailer. This is for the 616 Day, June 16th. They sent this out it's a 1 per store secret pack that included 4 comics and a pin. I think a pin or a couple pins. They were told not to open it until June 16th. And just the pack itself, complete, is selling for a decent amount, $100 plus, up to $130 for the entire pack. So not too shabby. I wasn't a huge fan of the variants in there. It made me wonder seriously if Marvel knows like that there's a retailer out there with the name 616 and they put this out, you know. It made me wonder. It's like I never put that 2 and 2 together Yeah, you guys know Stein doesn't like to talk about retailers on here, but I don't mind talking about them when they need to be talked about. This one has nothing to do with that retailer. It's a Marvel one per store secret thing that they sent out. Good on Marvel for sending cool shit to retailers. I would love to know if this was a one per retailer thing, or if more retailers got more. So, you gonna buy this one, Hood?
Nah.
Nah. But
That's a hard pass for me, Mr. McClay.
120 plus. All right, halfway through the list, you guys. We are flying through this. We might be under an hour for the first time on a House of Stein Hot 10 show ever, I think. Did you hear about this one?
We got an AWA book on there?
An AWA book on this one. They Choose Violence. Such a great name. Issue number 1 of 10. Did you hear about this?
It got recalled?
It got recalled. Did you hear why?
Mm-mm.
Let's find out. So there is a unexpected misprint in this book for They Choose Violence number 1. They asked all the books be destroyed and a new printing be released. So these were supposed to be pulled. This is a Raza cover. Copies of it are obviously, because of that, are selling for up to $25 plus on the secondary market. Very cool Raza cover. Beautiful. Great name. I haven't checked it out yet. AWA on the list. So at number 5 for a recalled book. Yep. So misprinting. At number 4 this week, if you're going to have the Tom King Mr. Miracle on the list, you got to have the first appearance. Mr. Miracle number 1 from 1971 DC Comics. Classic cover, classic book.
Hell yeah, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care what Stein says. This is a badass cover, man.
I'm with you, dude. I love Kirby New Gods characters. Love them.
Fuck yeah, dude. I mean, look how vibrant these colors are. Like, in hand, this book looks even better.
Yeah. This is selling for decent amounts. CGC 9.0s are selling for up to $250. 7.5 had a sale of like $150. So even like, low grade slabbed books are selling high for this book. Tough book to get in high grade.
Like, you're gonna see these books like skyrocket, man.
Yeah.
Like, they've been so undervalued for so long.
Oh yeah. Yep, I agree. Love this. Love the first Big Barda, first Granny Goodness. That first Granny Goodness cover is so great. The one with the knives coming. Was that the first Big Barda or first Granny Goodness? I can't remember. Anyways, decent amount of this on the secondary market. Super hot last week. It's dropped down a little bit, but here it is at number 4 on the list. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the top 3. Starting off, Exquisite Corpses, issue number 1, the Michael Walsh second print, 1 in 10, black and white. This was I believe another 1 per store variant, selling for $40 to $50 raw on the secondary market. Shows all the new characters. I believe it's a wraparound. Could be wrong about that, but great series. Yeah, great series. Issue number 2 just hit. Yeah, I can't say enough about how good this is gonna be. I love how they're including the TCG cards with the polybag versions, which this one was. They're also doing some great variants on this. There are a lot of good variants on this. We loved a lot of the ones for issue number 1. We loved the Pool Boy one of issue number 1, the Kill Bill homage. We love the Pete Carroll issue number 1 and 2 by
Scotty Young.
The Scotty Young was great. There's a lot of really good ones. So the only problem is that what we're hearing, well, we'll get into that in a little bit. Here we go. So check out this one if you have it. Throw it up. Maybe you paid a little bit for it to pick up some other books, and if you want to throw it up for sale, it's getting $50 on the secondary market. All right, at spot number 2, Star Wars is back on the list, you guys. How crazy is this? Star Wars, and not just any Star Wars, a new Star Wars book, which I would understand it being a new book over an older book because Star Wars spec just feels dead, but people love their Dr. Aphra, and this is the new Dr. Aphra series, Dr. Aphra Chaos Agent. They had, for issue number 1, they did a 1 in 25, which you're looking at right now. It has the trade dress by Sarah Pichelli, and a 1 in 100, that's the Virgin Sarah Pichelli. Now, the 1 in 25s are selling for $60 plus raw. The 1 in 100s, $120 plus raw. So people love this character. Of course, classic cover homage throughout the years, mugshot variant. And I'm a little surprised it's this high on the list. It's selling for as much as it is. But it's a cool cover.
It's a good cover. Like when it first came out, like I'm just been kind of pissed off with all, them screwing up my Star Wars, but like I'm digging this, man.
Yeah,
I like it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think this one's a good one, and I'll be interested to see what the series is about. It's not over the
top or anything, and like I'm just glad I'm not looking at another freaking Kylo Ren variant, man.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. So, all right, here we go, you guys. With 9 minutes to spare, at number 1, Exquisite Corpses, issue number 2, the Michael Walsh secret foil variant is at the top spot. This was the secret 1 per store variant, I believe.
Okay.
And this book looks gorgeous in hand. But here's the problem. What we're hearing is that Image decided to change printers. And in doing so, the foil covers that they are putting out look horribly dull. We've heard a lot of people say that not only are they dull, they have a lot of scratches on them. People who bought in to do variants for the Exquisite Corpses, they have their issue 1 foils that look gorgeous. They have their issue 2 foils. They look shoddy. So hopefully they'll figure that out. The problem is that it sounds like they might be using a printer that the rest of the big publishers are using, because DC and Marvel's foils are super dull as well. Image's foils were so much better, and now, another reason to complain about foil comics in the hobby being shitty. So, I don't know.
I mean, you got to get like, if you're going to do a foil book, I mean, you got to get that right. I mean, that's the whole point. Like, nobody wants a foil with a whole shitload of scratches.
Yes.
Like, and for you to like ship them, knowing they have scratches, like, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? Like, this is a book that should be recalled and burned and get it right.
Yeah. No, it's not good. That's for sure. All right, you guys, that is the Hot 10 list. We are going to be able to pull this off in under an hour for the entire list, Hood. Congratulations. We did it. That's a first. Before we do leave, I do want to talk a little bit about what's coming up tomorrow night on Modern Comic Mayhem. You guys come hang out with us tomorrow night over at Beyond Wednesdays for Modern Comic Mayhem. We are going to have a pretty interesting drama alert. We've got some very interesting things to talk about in the drama alert that probably would work on an industry show, but I can't wait to the industry show to talk about this. There is some. Oh yeah, man. I'll let you know. Stick around. Don't leave anywhere until we end the show, Hood, and I'll bring you back in and talk about it after I do the quickie. But There is some stuff going on in the world of comics that is not good, ladies and gentlemen. I think that there is some foul smelling stench from some of the stuff that's been going on lately, and we're going to talk about it tomorrow night during the ever infamous comic book drama alert on Modern Comic Mayhem. That'll be starting at 10 p.m. Eastern over at Beyond Wednesdays. And Hood, we don't have Stein to say it this week, so you're going to have to say it.
See ya.
All right, starting off with our Golden Age honorable mention this week. This is a sweet book that had a monster sale. Jeddah of the 21st Century, issue number 7, had a CGC 9.0 sale of $4,800. This is from 1953. What a classic cover. And for some reason, I'm a little angry that this isn't our life, because we are in the 21st century, ladies and gentlemen. For our regular honorable mention, Vampirella, issue number 1, the Bruce Timm signed Lake Como variant. Even though this wasn't put out at Lake Como, this was the Lake Como variant that they held over 250 copies so Bruce Timm could sell on a site signed. There is 100 of the Virgin, 150, I believe, of the trade, and they were all signed, sold on a site, I believe, for around $50 a piece. They are selling now for $350 on the secondary market. At number 10, Emma Frost, The White Queen, issue number 1, the Greg Land 1 in 25, out this week, is selling raw for $35 to $40. At number 9, a book that is carrying over some heat from last week, Mr. Miracle, issue number 1, the 2017 DC series, is selling well. CGC 9/8, 150 plus. At number 8, Post Malone's Big Rig, issue number 1, the Big Ass Tour edition, which also has a foil variant, is selling for $40 to $50 raw on the secondary market. Unfortunately, there is some craziness going on with Vault and how they're pushing out these books that retailers are not happy with. We'll see how it plays out. At number 7, Fantastic Four, number 49, the OG Galactus first full issue from back in the day, has a facsimile for 2025 with a Mike Mayhew 1 in 25. Raw copies are selling for $50 plus. At number 6, we have the Marvel 616-day retailer pack set. 4 comics in a pin set that was sent out to each retailer at 1 per store to celebrate June 16th. The set, or the pack, is selling for $100 plus on the secondary market. At number 5, They Choose Violence, issue number 1. This is the Raza cover, recalled due to a misprint. Retailers were told to destroy the copies and I believe send them back. I could be wrong about the sending them back part, but people, of course, aren't going to send them back, and now they are selling for up to $25 on the secondary market. At number 4, the OG Mr. Miracle, issue number 1 from 1971 in DC Comics. First appearance of Mr. Miracle, the Jack Kirby creation, New Gods classic Mr. Miracle character. CGC 9.0s are selling for as much as $250 plus. 7.0s selling for up to $150 plus. This book is a hot book carrying over from last week as well. At number 3, Exquisite Corpses, issue number 1, the Michael Walsh second print 1 in 10. Selling for up to $40 to $50 raw on the secondary market. Another great series from James Tynion IV. Keep your eye on it for sure. At number 2, Star Wars Dr. Aphra Chaos Agent. Issue number 1 came out this week. They had a Sarah Pacelli 1 in 25 and 1 in 100 variant. The 1 in 100 being the Virgin of the 1 in 25. The 1 in 25s are selling for up to $60, and the 1 in 100s, $120 plus. And at number 1, Exquisite Corpses, issue number 2, the Walsh Secret Foil variant, came out this week as well. This one's selling for up to $60 on the secondary market. Little issue with the foil printing covers from Image this week that retailers are complaining about. We'll see if that carries on to the next issue and in the future. This has been the 10 list by the House of Stein. You can catch us here every week on the House of Stein YouTube channel. We'll see you next time. Adios.